Hello, COM 181 public speakers. I hope that you are doing well and still finding everything that you need to be successful in this class. Today's topic for our video is your introductory speech. So this is your very first speech, that you will record and upload to Connect, which is inside the ebook. You can find the ebook on the left-hand side of Blackboard, the folder, and it says ebook. You should have fooled around with it, answering some of your WAs for the past week, reading the chapters that need to be read. Remember, I do upload PowerPoints, but those PowerPoints are to help supplement with the reading. So all the questions will always be found at the end of the chapters, and I try to give you the page number as well. So for next week, you have your first speech, your introductory speech. This speech is meant to be all about you. I want to know who you are, what are you looking forward to, something that you want to gain, maybe some future plans. And in the folders on the left-hand side, I have put introductory speech, which gives you all the requirements for the speech and gives you an example of a good introductory speech. Now, I will tell you that is not from a student from JCTC, but it was just one that I researched and found online that I really thought showed you and gave you a really solid example of what the introductory speech should be. You will use the 3-point speech outline that you worked on prior when you wrote the intro, body, and conclusion. And that outline is the same outline you will use for all of your speeches. Now, I know when we did that assignment, when you had to write the intro, body, and conclusion in separate parts, you wrote maybe on a topic that you liked. And some people have asked, can we use this for our introductory speech? And you cannot, because I want to know about you. But what you can do is take that speech and expand it for either your informative or your persuasion. So think about that. So if you really enjoyed that topic, then all you have to do is expand it and use it for your intro and your persuasion. So a couple of tips for you as you're getting ready to do your introductory speech, your very first speech that is graded and filmed. Now, by what I mean by graded is if you upload your speech on time and you upload your outline, and your outline, you can upload it using the paperclip icon, so you can upload it there. I have to have that outline. So you upload your speech on time, and along with your outline, then you get 50 points flat. That's it. Now, if your outline is not correct, I may take some points off of that and tell you what needs to be fixed. But do check the comments, because if something is awry or you didn't label something correctly, I'm going to give you some feedback. And on all of your speeches, when we start with informative and your fully graded speeches, I will always leave comments for you on what you need to improve. That goes for your WAs as well. Sometimes I leave them and then sometimes I don't. So just always double check that. Okay, so back to introductory speech. This speech is all about you. So you can organize it many different ways. You can say your past, your present, your future. You can say maybe you learned from a mistake and you want to talk about how mistakes happen and what you learned and how are you going to move forward from it. There's a number of things. Just be as creative as you want. And remember that the time limit is 2 to 4 minutes. So with that, here's a few hints for you as you are developing your speeches and recording your speeches for class. Number one, you know when all the speeches are. So go ahead and start putting in ideas for your informative and your persuasion, right? Several ideas. Don't just have one, because it may change as you go through that process. But begin writing the speech. So let's say that it's 2 weeks out from your speech and you are just writing it. So spend a couple of days, write it. Yes? Do that thesis statement first, because that's going to guide you throughout the rest of it. And that thesis statement may change as you put in that research, which is A-okay. So you're going to write it. Then you are going to say it out loud. So you always want to make sure that when you give a speech that you say it out loud so that you can time it and you can see. So don't worry about the time until that first initial time that you do it. So read the speech out loud, time it and see. So if it's 1 minute, you know that you're going to have to add a minute worth of material. And I would suggest doing that in the body of the speech because that's where the meat is. Then if it's like 5 minutes, you know that you're going to have to take off a minute. So where can you take out information that we don't necessarily need to know, which is not propelling your speech forward, right? So that's the main thing. Then every day, practice your speech at least once. And you need to practice standing up. So every time you give a speech, stand up. I'm going to require that. That is a requirement. That is that you stand up to deliver your speech. Have that good posture. Make sure that you practice looking up. So a couple of things, stand up. Make sure that you're able to look up. And that means that you are looking straight into the camera as if your audience is right there, right? Because remember, due to COVID-19, I'm not asking you to have an audience at all of any kind. Now, if you happen to live with some people and you just say, hey, let me do this, that's fine. But I'm not asking you to do that. It's not a requirement and no points will be taken off for it. So stand up, deliver your speech, and listen to your voice. I often say record yourself or an audio record yourself and listen to that. What do you need to do to make changes? Often when I was delivering speeches and when I deliver speeches, I write them all out and then I stand up and I give them and I time them. And then I would say them when I'm driving to work, or I would say them, as I'm getting ready in the mornings, just as a really good practice. I may not time them, but I would definitely give them and see, does everything match up to what I want to say? So, my friends, you have your first introductory speech due next Monday. Go ahead, if you don't have it written out, go ahead and write it out and then practice it. Also, do not wait till Sunday night or Monday night at 10:30 to upload your speech. Uploading the first time can be troublesome and you don't want to put yourself into that because at 10:30, I'm not going to see your email and I'm not going to be able to help you with it. So make sure that you do that. And if you have any issues with it, you can call the Connect helpline or the help services. They will help you upload your speech to that. All right, have a great rest of your week and please let me know if you have any questions. And I can't wait to meet you.